It's day 2 of severe weather across the center part of the country, and that's all being spawned by this low pressure system moving slowly through northeastern Nebraska, and it's draping a line of thunderstorms down into the south, and there is a high risk of severe weather across the south in Mississippi, Alabama, and in southern Tennessee right now. Zooming on into that area, here's a line of thunderstorms associated with this system. This is only round 1 for these folks here in the Midwest. We saw another line last night, and that would make it round 2. The second line here, forming from Des Moines down towards Davenport into Peoria in western Illinois, down towards the south is where we're really watching a lot of that action. Warm front bringing in a lot of very moist, soupy air across the south and bringing in perfect conditions for a lot of tornadic activity across Mississippi through this afternoon. We actually saw a couple of reports, more than a couple of reports this afternoon across the Natchez Trace Parkway from Jackson to Tupelo, and this storm activity is going to push off towards the north and east through this afternoon. We're actually seeing some back building back into Louisiana at this hour, and this is ground zero. This is going to continue through the next 6 to possibly 12 hours for Mississippi into western Alabama, over towards Birmingham, down into Montgomery, with some strong winds, some large, long track tornadoes, and the winds here across the southeast, including here in Tallahassee, for the next 6 to 12 hours. It's going to be gusty at times through tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night. And as this whole thing slides off towards the east, we're going to see multiple rounds of some severe weather, and temperatures today are hot across the southeast. 87 degrees in Dothan, 87 degrees in Montgomery as well, 83 in Birmingham, 84 here in Tallahassee. Some rain-cooled air across northern Mississippi as some strong storms have pushed through there. 76 in Tupelo right now, but the dew point is the real story across the southeast. Temperatures, dew point temperatures above 70 degrees. That's where we start feeling very sticky outside and very soupy air. 73 degrees in Mobile. That's up 3 degrees since the last hour. Winds as well pushing mainly out of the south, but the back end of that storm that moved through Tupelo is coming out of the north, pushing winds out of the northeast in Tupelo. Winds gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour across the south, out of the south, and winds again 20 to 30 miles an hour, 23 in Montgomery, 32 in Mobile. Some of those storms brought winds of 40 to 50 miles an hour for Tupelo, and that's pushing off towards the north and east away from Tupelo, but strong storms are going to continue this afternoon across central Mississippi. You can see a lot of these storms. Everything here in red is a strong storm. A lot of these are actually tornadic as well in nature. A tornadic storm moved through Tupelo not too long ago and is pushing into northeastern Alabama right now. Thankfully for Tupelo, we're going to see a little bit of a break for them for now, but that probably won't last long. Everything here in pink is the risk, where the risk is the highest for tornadoes and strong winds this afternoon, again from Jackson up towards Tupelo, up towards Huntsville, and even upwards towards Nashville through this afternoon. Those storms are starting to build back into Louisiana. These are all going to traverse the same area from Jackson up towards and through the Natchez Trace Parkway, up towards the north and east, up towards the Tennessee border this afternoon. Tornado warnings abound this afternoon. Everything here that is filled in red is a tornado warning. That's where tornadoes have either been spotted by local government officials or by spotters across the southeast. Everything here in yellow is a severe thunderstorm, so not necessarily tornadic, but there is some very strong winds gusting or sustained over 60 miles an hour, which can cause damage. Flash flood warning in northwestern Alabama as well. That's for some very strong, heavy rainfall that could be coming down at 2 to 3 inches an hour. Everything in the dark green here outside of the watch is there because it's a flash flood watch. That's up because we are expecting 2 to 4 inches, in some cases 6 inches of rainfall from the system before all is said and done by Wednesday afternoon. And this watch goes in effect from Memphis down to New Orleans and all the way almost to New York City, folks. So it's going to be a widespread system. It's going to take a couple of days to get out of here. And these watches aren't just for the south. Here's another watch for eastern Tennessee, for Knoxville up towards almost Charleston. And there's severe thunderstorm warning for southern West Virginia right now. And there's another watch box up in Illinois for until now. Flash flood watch there. Let's see if I can get this tornado watch box here. That's in effect, I believe, until 8 o'clock for western Illinois up towards Des Moines, Iowa, including eastern parts of Iowa, including the Davenport area. A couple of tornadoes involved east of St. Louis as well. And this is all going to slide off towards the east as that whole line moving through the Midwest pushes off towards the north and east. Slight risk involved there. Again, here's that current risk. Everything in pink here is the ground zero for tornadic activity. Again, long-term, long-track, strong tornadoes, possibly greater than EF3 strength. That means winds over 100 miles per hour in many of these tornadoes. Tuscaloosa getting in on the act tomorrow afternoon and into the overnight hours tonight. And we're looking even another risk for strong tornadoes into tomorrow afternoon, possibly for central Alabama into eastern or western Georgia. For Tallahassee and the Big Bend, we're going to start to get into the act by early tomorrow morning during the early morning rush. So if you have the ability to take your kids to school tomorrow morning, you may want to do that and pack them with an umbrella and possibly a raincoat as well, because it's going to be gusty. Gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour in some of these hours tomorrow morning into the afternoon, and as these storms move into the area, could be even gustier than that. And this is going to be not just one case of some severe weather, but possibly upwards of 2 rounds of severe weather. The first one coming in the morning hours, the second one coming in after dark during the evening hours tomorrow. This whole system gets out of our area, at least the severe parts, as we get into late midday on Wednesday. This is going to push off towards the Carolinas and eastern Georgia and eastern parts of Florida, but the rain is going to stick around, possibly clearing out as early as Thursday, but it's going to become a lot more broken as we head into Wednesday and into Thursday afternoon. Here's what to expect, breaking down the next 36 hours here for you. Tonight, it's going to be windy at times, gusts upward again to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be a very mild and muggy night into the overnight hours because of all of that moisture that's coming in from the Gulf through this evening. Tomorrow morning, we're looking at tornadic conditions possible. And when I say that, I expect a tornado watch to be in effect somewhere across the southeast. There are, again, 3 of them in effect right now. I would expect a few more as we head into tomorrow morning. Tornadic conditions will be ripe, especially for the western parts of our area and the northern parts of our area, especially in Georgia and Alabama. The higher risk will slide off towards the north through the afternoon hours tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon and night, it's going to be breezy most of the day. Again, winds gusting to 30 miles per hour. Severe storms are going to be possible not once, but twice. The first time coming tomorrow morning, and then again late in the day with moderate to heavy rain at times. Flash flood watch is in effect for our western areas west of the Ocklawahnee River, including the Apalachicola River Basin and most of western Florida. Across the Panhandle. Here's your headlines just in review for the entire next couple of days. There's a high risk of severe weather, long track tornadoes, and high winds for Mississippi and northern Alabama, including southern Tennessee as well. For this afternoon, long track tornadoes again possible into tonight, late into early tomorrow morning as well. 2 rounds of severe weather move through our area Tuesday. Again, the first one coming through during the early morning hours with some of those isolated storms, and then a thunderstorm line will push through late tomorrow evening and into early Wednesday morning.